You know, like I said last week, the small business, man, is the backbone of the community of the community of America, not just the black community, the community of America. So if the small business, man, is the backbone of the community of America, then what we have to do as Americans is create more small businesses. The government just determined a small business is any business with 500 or less employees. Guess who just got approved for some of that stimulus money? So you're going to knock your socks off. You from the New York tri-state area? Shake Shack. They make millions. Guess who else? Ruth Chris, the steakhouse. One of the most expensive places to eat in America. Got financing for small businesses. Guess who else gets some of that money? Attorneys' offices. Guess who else? CPAs. These people right around here making money. They making millions upon millions of dollars annually. And they're asking, that's what I'm saying, B. This is why we need proper representatives. We need proper representation. When you got CPAs, some of the highest paid people in America, attorneys, some of the highest paid people in America, steakhouses, some of the highest grossing companies in America are qualified for small business, why ain't we at the forefront of that, opening up our own sit-down restaurants where we all flock to those because they're real nice. And no longer going to Foot Locker, we can go to Dr. J's, like I think that's in Harlem or in Brooklyn. I think it's something in Brooklyn, I'm not sure. We can go to Dr. J's and we get those same products from a brother, and he ain't got 500 employees, so he can get that money too. And as we pursue these entrepreneurial endeavors, we continue to support each other, and then if something like a pandemic ever comes about again, that's what happens. We set. Because we've created revenue in our communities that can't be touched, they can't be rattled, they can't be ruffled, and we are putting ourselves in a situation that we can win. For once, we can win. We can no longer just say, this didn't happen. We have to do things so we can prevent them from happening. When we open up a small business, instead of, like, let's say you do open up a restaurant, B, I'm going to use you since you're at the top of the screen. I'm going to use you. You open up a steakhouse, B Sparrow Steakhouse. And we all flocking there because you got the best food in town. Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to buy me this house because I always wanted, stack a year's worth of salary, utilities, and everything that you need. And then you go out. The reason you do it like that, because if something like a pandemic comes around again, which it only comes around like once every 100 years, but if anything happens, you got the ability to support your staff and support your business for a year. So if you are not accepted into this stimulus package, I got the money anyway. I was just making sure. And you cool. A recession, as they call it, anything could come about. We have to have a game plan. We have, and again, this is why we got our young people who good at math, CPA, argumentative, at the time. We have to be able to adapt our children into these pockets of life in which other people are doing construction. How about this? Well, everybody loves summer, but no one likes to be hot. How many of us are putting, you got to go to college, but you know what? People in air conditioning people make just as much as some of these professionals. Because I live in a city with 1,000 skyscrapers. With all those skyscrapers, you know what come along with those skyscrapers be? Heating and air conditioning. Because in the summertime in Chicago, when it's 100 degrees and it's sunny and humid, that skyscraper is now a see-through oven. And in the winter, it's a see-through refrigerator if that heat or the air conditioning go out. But we're not attacking those areas. We're just not doing it. And if we don't attack those areas, we will continue to lose. This is what I mean that we got to have a plan. Because when we come up with these plans, we figure out ways. We are innately designed to figure a way out. We escaped bondage in this country. We went to the western part of the country, undiscovered, and bonded with the people they call Indians. So This is a way to do it. We also must stop being tech dependent. Y'all, we got our money in these banks. We got, we ain't got no way to track these things. Hold up, my man Finesse said, if you have an EIN number on your podcast, you can apply for a small business stimulus loan. Did not know that? On Platform One, ASAP. Did not have, yes, I do, Finesse. I do. Thank you, Finesse. I do have one. And it's on my computer. I'm looking at it right. Shout out to DJ Finesse, man. See, this is what I'm talking about. My brother. I do. Exactly, though. That's what I'm talking about. We need to be, thank you, brother. Sharing that information. We have to share that information. We do. And again, we have to stop being tech reliant. We got all our money in these banks. We got our money. What happens if somebody hit the button and wipe out all our money? We ain't even got no proof that it's there. That's why we need to shotting our and saving our bank information to profiles on our computer, hard copies. Print those hard copies out, get some fireproof boxes. So in the event they wipe out your account, oh, well, don't worry about it, cuz I got this right here. This is for you. I do this every night. This is to protect yourself. My husband does heating and air. It's truly an untapped market. Exactly. Because everybody isn't built for academia. Point blank period. Track your money. Folks. Because you don't want to wake up tomorrow. I've done it. I've woken up. Hey, my man Big Illinois can tell you. We talked about it this week. When the feds just took all my damn money. Every dime of it. Know that. So, hey. Also, before I continue, I also want to give a shout out to our sister down in Atlanta, Keisha Lance Bottoms. Hey, we got to support her. Even if you don't live in the state of Georgia or Atlanta or city of Atlanta, you need to be supporting Keisha. Guess why? That's these rednecks sending her shut up and open up the city nigga text. See, we need to be letting people know that you mess with Keisha, you're going to have to deal with all of us. She shouldn't be comfortable or uncomfortable at no point in her life. This is a lady who's looking out for the brothers and sisters of our community, and we ain't gonna be letting her get no death threats. So people need to understand that. So Keisha, if nobody else got your back, Rap got your back. But we need to be making people get totally uncomfortable with threatening our folks, man. Point blank period. The next thing I want to talk about is the mentality again. And this is the next to the last thing I'm going to cover. Our mentality. There was a great migration in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Because our ancestors assumed and they believed the propaganda of, if I leave the South, it's going to be better for me because all the racism is down there and the people on the north end of the country, they're going to look out for it. Little did they know Chicago was yet to be born. Chicago was just being born and it was going to be the home of racism. But my grandparents, my great-grandparents, they come from Tuskegee, Alabama, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Start holding these heathens accountable? Yeah, we do. We must do that. They sit there that via text too. They come from Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, like most people in Chicago. But what we need to do right now, the underlying story outside of COVID-19 is food shortages. This is when I keep saying early in the show, everybody flat on their ass. I truly believe in epigenetics. And if it is true, that means you have a portion of your DNA that can till the land. See, I understand that a lot of us think farming, slavery. I got to get away from that. But now you should be thinking farming millionaires. There are very few farmers that look like me and you in the United States of America. There are very few farmers that look like me and you in the United States of America. And if we get back into that, guess what will happen? We would never have to worry about food again in our existence. Joe from Houston is a brother who's created his own wing sauce. My brother Kevin Foots, he created his own barbecue sauce. Imagine if DJ Finesse, who's down in Alabama, had land to till, and he was growing peppers, he was growing tomatoes, he was growing cucumbers, he was growing other seasonings, and he could create a process that Kevin and Joe could buy directly from DJ Finesse. He could create this idea comes from the Madam C.J. Walker movie, which I semi-hated. I hated like 40%, but I appreciated the story. But I kind of hated the way they did the sister, but I don't want to get into that. But she created her own manufacturing company. Imagine if Finesse created a manufacturing company that would using his farm to mass produce the ingredients and mass produce Joe and Kevin's barbecue sauce. And B Sparrow got a trucking company, and Irene had a logistics company that could ship these out to all the black supermarkets that Big Illinois opened up throughout the country. Big Illinois and D Greatest, they opened up 2 supermarkets, one in Chicago, one in LA. DJ Knox got one in New Jersey, right? So we shipping these stuff to them. Our community, instead of buying Open Pit and Sweet Baby Ray's, we buying Joe and Kevin Foots Tip 32. We've created jobs, because guess what? After a while, DJ Finesse is gonna need more land to till, and when he get more land to till, he's gonna need employees. And guess what? Your cousin, who's a felon because he resorted to drugs or whatever nefarious activity that put him in the belly of the beast, DJ Finesse can talk to HRap, can talk to his brother, because my brother need a job. I got him. I sent my brother down to Finesse charging him rent, because Finesse owns property and a farm, and you gonna go work for Finesse, and now you earning a solid wage, be able to back you your own house and some more land, so you can continue to. Then Finesse hires my brother to sublease some of his land to run those crops, because you can't plant the same crops in the same place. So as we rotate the crops, what you do is now he's subleasing the land to my brother, because now my brother got his own farm via Finesse, and then the process continues to grow. My daughter has moved back home to North Carolina. She grows food on her own, has learned to fish, and now she's learning to hunt. Shout out to B Sparrow's daughter for being self-sufficient. That's what. And this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We need to do this as a group of people. See, we have the ability right now, because it ain't that many black farmers in America anyway. And I'm next week I'm gonna put this information. Or you know what? Reach out to me in the groups, because I'm gonna put this information out about this brother. He's a farmer, and he's a master grower. As a matter of fact, he is in it's a city in Indiana. He's a master grower. I want y'all to look into this brother. I'm gonna put his name out there, and I got to look him up again. My lazy ass didn't write it down. I apologize. So we could get in contact with him, and I'm reading this article with him. He's trying to get brothers and sisters back in the farming. You may not even have to leave Illinois. You may not have to leave Indiana. You may not have to leave Ohio, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, wherever you live. You may not just go buy some of that wide open, ain't being used land, turn it into a farm, grow crops that grocery stores will need. Now we supplying D Great, DJ Knox, and Big Illinois grocery store, because they